Alright guys, so we're up underneath the car, and this is what I'm fighting with. Not the wiring. Radiator, oil cooler. That sway bar is right in the middle of my oil cooler. Basically doing nothing but causing a lot of turbulence, and it's so close, there's just... We're gonna change that. Probably gonna go with a different front bumper. By that, we're just gonna retain what we have, but do it different. Makes no sense, I know. It'll make sense when we start doing it. But yeah, I have the lower valence off. The bumper can actually come off now. All the bolts are out. So let's take the bumper off, then we'll take whatever, the nose piece off, because the bumper has to come off to get to the other bolts they're hiding. My wrists don't bend like they used to. But yeah, let's take a bumper off. We'll take the nose cone, nose off. We'll have to pop up the headlights to do it. Get it all off. Let's see what we're working with. And we're going to use my favorite thing ever. Cardboard. Cardboard's cheap, free. When you buy as much stuff as I do, cardboard's free. And we're going to start mocking up some ductwork and see what we can come up with. Now we can really see. So now we can see what we're working with. I'll end up putting the front bumper back on. Then I get to see what I have the working space. Oh yeah, that's fine. Don't worry about that little guy. But yeah, now we can see what we have to work with, the room, what's available. So there is some formulas for ducting, more or less how big this gap needs to be for the ideal area to cool that. A lot of math. We could talk about it later if we need to. But you basically get your surface area, and I think you want to be like 33% of your cooler area as your actual air opening. So I know that sounds weird because you'd be like, oh, I want the biggest area possible for the air to come in to go through, but you really want it to be squeezed and then open up to your cooler, just how air does air things. So first thing on the step, I guess, is let's drain the oil. I'll pop the cooler out and we'll figure out where to mount this cooler. Or I'm cool. I'm not that cool. I just happen to have an extra cooler. This is a cheap eBay one. And yeah, don't buy these. Because it is not even, I wouldn't even call it a single pass. Because that part directly ties into this one. There's no divider plate to force it down and then back out. Don't buy these. This will do absolutely nothing but look cool, I suppose. But it's the same measurement, and it mounts exactly the same way. So yeah, let's figure out where to put it. This thing's about to die. I'll swap it out. We'll be back. Off this bar. Like so. Then I'll do all the math, figure out the area of this, area of that, add them together, figure out what intake area I need, and then just split. So these will be in one open in the front duct, but they will be ducted individually with each other, or opposite of each other. So the bottom half goes straight to the cooler only, then the top half just goes up to the radiator. So I settled on oil cooler mount location, and it basically just ties right off this bar. I did some cardboard templating. Bam. It's going to be gusseted back off the rail, tied into that little piece. I got to trim these plates, what was it, 3/16 of an inch. That's it. Yeah, something like that. Slice that. I'll get my plates, I'll clean them up. I'll wire wheel, clean everything, acetone it. Yes, it's just getting migged on, but the cleaner the better. Get it cleaned on, tacked on, get the oil cooler up, see how it actually jives on it. So yeah, we'll get back to that. Other side action. Oh, this side's the sketchy side. We didn't die, and it's actually cut pretty straight. I'll get these plates brought up, squared up. Oh, I guess I gotta clean everything. You guys don't want to see me clean everything. I'll clean everything, get them tacked on, then we'll come back. Tacked in. Of course, everything moves a little. Get the tops tacked in, then I'll trim, mark, drill, and just adjust then, because this is not how this oil cooler comes. It's been modified. I'll tack in the tops real quick. Beautimous. Run one on this side. The tacks are a little thick. Shit. I need to get used to looking through the camera thing. Tacks are a little thick, so they look bad. Have to make sure you guys are still on. Run a bead down this side, then I'll run one up, up. Vertical go up, because your pool's going to want to drip down. Remember that. And with MIG, you push, don't pull. If you're doing flex core, pull because the contaminants come out, but in MIG you can shove the puddle. Just, I don't know, just in case you guys didn't know. Alright, so got my first template made. This is just the bottom to the cooler, oil cooler. Now we're working on rad to top of the cooler, and I just got it all trimmed out, or not trimmed, but traced out on a piece of cardboard. I mean, this cardboard cost me $200 something because it came with some goodies for a later project, but free. Cardboard's free, right? We get it all the time. Everyone orders Amazon, eBay. Anyways, doesn't matter. So I have my width for my core, width at the core in the front. This edge, 1 inch, these are my 1 inch tabs. These will get bent up, right? So I can rivet everything together, except for the front one. This one is not. This one's going to get rolled, so it's a nice radius lip, because this is going to sit on top of the cooler, and I'll put foam on it to seal it. But you don't want a pointy edges are bad. You want a round edge so the air separates. Makes no sense, but it does. Square flat edges, not very good. Rounded edges, way better airflow. Keeps the flow attached, and that's what we want. We just want it all attached, way better. Keeps our velocities up. It just makes the air way better. So we'll roll the front lip. These will get bent at a 90, so then like I said, I can rivet. And it's the same thing in here, right? Like I have these little tabs. Yeah, it's cardboard. It doesn't bend that well, but it gets the gist. I can line it all up. Then I'll just add a smidgen, like a 16th, or probably like, yeah, 2/16 extra. That way when I get the bend and really dial it onto the aluminum, we can trim to fit. But yeah. I'll get this one cut out with sheet metal shears. Works really good. I don't know why. Don't even know how I figured it out, but yeah. I'll get you guys set up. I'll trim it out real quick. Make a few bends. This one won't get bent because cardboard won't make a perfect radius. It won't stay. But yeah, get it bent, cut it out, bend it, place it in the car. Top one's in. And guys, where the cardboard's already been like pre-bent from being in a box, I get this aluminum tape from like Home Depot, whatever. I actually get it from job sites. I do construction. Other contractors leave stuff everywhere, throw a bunch of stuff away. So I have tons and tons of half-used rolls that just have a little bit, whatever. But it works really good for stiffening up that edge. Better than like your blue painter's tape or anything. That stuff makes that nice and stiff, rigid again. It won't bend there. But got this in. I'll start working on my sides. There's that overhang I was talking about. It will just get rolled back and then tucked so it sits right on top of that cooler and it blocks the air. Anywhere the air can go by, like that gap, which won't be there, that's losing air pressure. We want a 100% seal to our coolers. So if the air goes into this rectangle, it's going through one of the two. So I'll start working on a side. I'll just pick a side, I suppose. But yeah, I'll start working on a side, get one in cardboard, template it up, and then we'll place it in, do the other side, and then finally the top piece, just seal it all in, make some adjustments, then we'll transfer it over onto our 5052. But it's coming along. It should work very nice. Be very nice. So we got our left wall, the floors, right wall, everything's in. Besides the top, obviously. I want you guys to see it. Plus I still have to make the top. But yeah, this is our ducting. This bar won't be in here. It's just kind of some support. And I figured not put it in the middle because I have big arms. So I can at least still reach to the top. But yeah, here's our airflow path. What this should create is a high pressure right in front of this cooler. This will be radiused so that the air that does go around will go up. Everything is smooth and in. No sharp bends. Nice big wide opening. For my coolers, I did the math. I think I already talked about this. I did a 30 by 8 opening. And this is the ideal opening for my coolers. But yeah. Little inside the actions. Nice big opening. This should be much better. I'll build the top, then we'll make some adjustments, and then the next time you guys see me, well, we'll make the top out of cardboard, put it on, get it all taped up, square it up. Nothing worse than things that aren't square. We'll square it up with the cardboard templates, then we'll transfer it all to, there's a sheet there, right there, shiny bit. That's aluminum, 5052. And then boom, we will start making our ductwork out of aluminum. On that same note, I need to get fresh air for the intake. I cannot drill holes in the body for air. Like, that's one of the weird rules. For an air intake, I cannot make any new openings. Things I didn't do. I didn't make this opening. This is an existing opening. I made these perfectly fine. Doesn't say that I can't draw my air through here. It's an original opening. I'm just ducting it. So there's going to be, it's going to sound a little extreme, but I'm thinking of it two different ways. Either a 3-inch hole, in it, 3-inch aluminum tubing shoved out, just a little piece that'll get welded inside the sheet. Then I can use actual 3-inch ducting, not pipe or anything, run it up to the intake, then put a filter inside my box, or like an 8-inch circle with a cone filter inlaid into it. So then it still gets all the fresh air. It's not disrupting the flow because air, it'll still go straight. But there's going to be a big hole with a cone filter sitting in here. And this also allows me to then just run straight out and bam. The problem I see with doing the filter in here is I got to be able to tighten it on. And I'm not sure how well I'll be able to get a screwdriver in or something to actually tighten it onto it. Fully boxed in. There might have been a mismeasurement at the top, but good thing we did it out of cardboard. Yep. Pieces cut out. Top, sides, bottoms, everything. Go back here for a second. Just got it marked out from my template. This is my 1-inch for the bend, so I have something to rivet to. This is the front bottom from the front to the oil cooler. Figure that's where I started with my cardboard one, so I'm going to start on this one. So it's marked out. My marks line up. Measurements are staying consistent so far with the cuts. I'll make the relief, then I'll get to bending. And I actually just hand bend everything on this table. Ah, I should not have bent that one first. Damn it. But yeah, you guys get the gist. Clamp it, bend it, clamp it, bend it. So this one is cooler to radiator. Now this is the one I said I'm going to have a nice radius lip up front. And I also need to do a relief cut through my rivet points. Jesus, struggling. Because right in here, it actually kinks a little to come down to go over that crossbar. That is the biggest issue out of everything. Alright guys, I got a little carried away. Probably haven't showed you in a minute. I don't remember the last thing I actually recorded of this, but she is 5052. Yeah. Got a few more rivets that I got to do, so I'm doing them all. I'm not sure if you guys. Alright. Smooth on the inside. So some are placed backwards just so I can get it together, get it in. Most of these I can't reach and or drill quite yet, but the motor's got to come out. So that's probably the last thing I'm going to do is pull the motor. I got to address some oil leaks and just shenanigans with that. But I'm going to say she's done. I do have to build a panel for up here, but it's literally just going to be a sheet. The only thing different is it's going to be flanged, so it sits onto this. I have a air flanger. You can get, they make like vice grip ones. I just have horrible wrists, and I'm too lazy for that. Mostly it just kills my wrists, so I have a power one. I have my other stuff ordered for my bumper. Oh, so I guess that's not it. There's more to this video. Keep watching, there's more. Yeah, we'll tie it all together. I'll get the bumper back on. Basically, I can put the whole front of the car back on now and be done with it for a minute, because the next thing is actually making my air dam. And that's actually super simple. Never done it, but how I'm going to do it, it's going to be simple. Easy, simple, and cheap. It's way cheap. I'll try to do good about posting links and everything to the stuff I'm using. Had to switch to the phone. The camera is having SD card issues. Imagine that. But we have it on. There is no clearance. Duct. So I still have to trim. I'm going to heat up. Actually, well, I'm going to trim the bottom so it's actually flush with my angle aluminum. But this top piece, I'm going to heat up and roll so it's a nice radius edge all the way in. There's still some trimming to do in there. And then, like I said, just trim the bottom off. Following my rivets, because there's like not even a tip of a DC shoe, 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch clearance. And then I gotta make that, but that's literally 2 bends, 3 inches wide, riveted in. So yeah, this is gonna wrap up the cooling ducting. If there is more, which there might be, I might do a post duct for the oil cooler just to help it bleed out and down. But that's really getting more aero than ducting, and I want to keep this just the ducting.